Hey, it's AncientSurvivalPunk.com. Good morning. It is 29 degrees. And sweet mother of Jesus, we're running behind today. Did you ever have one of those mornings where everything is, I don't want to say going wrong, everything is fucking annoying. Today we're going to talk about California banning 3D printers. Before we get into that though, let me share my morning with you. Let me vent for about a half second because I'm irritable and I want to get it off my chest so we can move on. Yes, I know this is just bitching. To streamline my mornings, which is not working recently, I have a smart plug hooked up to my coffee maker because it's a cheap coffee maker, right? I just bought a $4 coffee maker or something from the Goodwill. I didn't pay, which is a fantastic deal. I have a smart plug hooked up to it so that it kicks it on at the right time and makes my coffee for me. Yes, there are better quality coffee makers that do that on their own. The plug, however, just doesn't fucking work if the power goes out. So at some point yesterday, someone in my family tripped the breakers while I was asleep. I'm guessing the heater was on and someone used the microwave, thus kicking the breaker. When the breaker gets kicked, obviously the coffee pot doesn't work, so I had to manually start that. I didn't wake up to freshly brewed coffee. When that exact same breaker goes off, it turns off my computer that I edit on, which puts that behind because my computer doesn't want to fucking act right when you turn it on for a little bit. So no coffee, computer's not on. Sometimes my headphones don't charge. They must like wiggle and connect to a device, and they won't charge if they're connected to a device and not seated in there properly. So my headphones were low. My phone apparently wasn't sitting on the charger right, so it was like 9%. I get in the car to go to work, and I forgot my medicine that I have to take. So I had to turn around right before I was pulling down I didn't get very far, but yes, I had left the driveway. So annoying. Before we get into the show, though, let's take a listen to our morning theme music.
Sky is falling, bombs are raining, world's on fire, no more blaming. Economic crash can't stop the craving. Food is scarce, but we're remaining.
And we're back. So yeah, I should be walking into work in like 3 minutes instead of just starting to drive. Oh, and I was struggling to get the podcast up for Patreon. I would love for you to go join the Survival Punk Patreon. You can do so for as low as $1 a month or as much as $5 a month, and you get the episode a day early. So you, by God, got the episode this morning that the normal people will get tomorrow on Monday. Anyway, I saw this headline, and I didn't get to dig into it a whole lot, so we're going to talk about it. And then the overarching theme going on here that we've talked about. You know what? And the theme is government control. Too much fucking government control. I put out an episode not too long ago about stupid laws and stuff, and some jackass, I never even bothered to respond to him, right? Like I was going to write out a very well-informed response, and then I was just like, fuck it, he's a troll, I don't give a fuck. He went through and argued for all of the laws that I thought were stupid and government overreaching, right? He argued for banning of Berkey filters, that they're a shady company that doesn't want to pay for testing. Like, this motherfucker has drank the damn Kool-Aid. Banning that, right? I talked about Colorado and other places banning rainwater catchment. And he was like, look, they need their water. Like, this guy was just, and I talked about Kratom. Kratom really has a lot of strong opinions on it. A lot of people are saying it should be banned, and it is basically just a fucking uncontrolled opioid. I disagree with that, i.e., I take Kratom, and however, I do see the point, right? I feel like it is a tool. However, one, I don't think kids should be taking it willy-nilly, and that's a whole episode for a different time, right? I can definitely see both sides of this argument. I have been using it to help me with whatever health issues I have going on. I am seeing a doctor, and the main reason I'm seeing a doctor is because I want this problem resolved and not just masking the problem with Kratom, right? Without it, especially working the way I do, I could not function a day, right? The pain and the stiffness that I have, I could not make it through a day. Like, I would basically be on a couch, right? I just couldn't get up. Anyway, that's a whole different episode, and if you want to talk to me about it, by all means, you can contact me in like a million different ways. It is a temporal thing, though, right? So I don't think that should be your long-term plan. Just stay on Kratom your whole life. It should be a tool to get through a time period. And anyway, we're talking about 3D printers today. The headline I read was California looking to ban 3D printers. It's a very bombastic headline. And it was absolutely phrased that way for that reason. It is kind of clickbait, but also not entirely clickbait. California is looking to ban non-approved 3D printers. And there's a whole law, a whole bill they're trying to pass because they're worried about ghost guns, which is people are 3D printing plastic guns, which don't have serial numbers because you're 3D printing them. They're not made of metal, so they mostly can pass through metal detectors and whatnot. Yes, they'll have metal parts, right? You can't have. I don't think there is a polymer-based spring readily available at the moment. It definitely seems like they can create some kind of material that's non-magnetic that is a spring. Or they will soon, right? There are a lot of interesting material out there. So, California wants to ban certain models of 3D printers that I guess are more capable of printing guns. They want to ban file sharing of the 3D printer gun files. They want to ban jailbreaking, getting around that in any way. The bill is completely aimed at stopping people from printing guns. And I really just feel like it's just more government overreach, right? They're inflating a problem that really isn't there. I know many people that own 3D printers. None of them have ever printed a gun. They're just not like, even the people I know, I have a couple of listeners that have 3D printers. Even the ones that I know that would be freedom-orientated, freedom-loving people, the people that would be the ideal candidate to be 3D printing a gun are not 3D printing guns. They're just not doing it. Are there people 3D printing guns? Yes. Also, have you guys seen any of the 3D printed guns? They're kind of just a neat novelty. Like in the future, I can really like 3D printers are still really early on. They're not. They're in their infancy, right? It's real early in the development of 3D printers. Yes, they've been around for quite a while, but they still haven't hit real mass market appeal, right? Think like 1992. How many people did you know that had a computer in 1992? If you are old enough to really remember 1992, I would have been 10. The math is real easy because I was born in 82. I definitely knew people at some point. At some point in my younger years, we did get a computer for a little while. My dad came across a deal or something. I don't remember why we had one. We had one for a little while. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it went. But we weren't really doing jack shit with it, right? There were computers at school. We played the Oregon Trail on them. That was about it. That's kind of 3D printers now, right? Like in a general swath of like 10 people, how many people own a 3D printer nowadays? 1 or 2 in 10 maybe? Like if I think real hard about 10 people I know, there's probably about 1 in 10 that own a 3D printer. And of those 10 people, of those people that own a 3D printer, right? How many are really like getting their money's worth? Couch Potato Mike, my former co-host of this show, has a 3D printer. And the last several times I've been to his house and seen his 3D printer, it just has things sitting on it. It's like a treadmill. Everybody knows someone that has a treadmill. And every treadmill has clothes hanging on it. Everyone. So, besides the government overreach, my bigger point is it's just really not an issue. It's a whole lot of hoopla for literally nothing. Not only is it a big issue about nothing, how many people, let me go back. How many shootings have we had that involved a ghost gun? Air quotes, a fucking ghost gun. Any? A single one? No. I can't recall a single shooting that involved a 3D printed gun. I just can't. I can tell you though, going off on a tangent here, if fucking trans people keep on shooting people, there is going to be some kind of repercussions. They're all like, oh, the trans genocide, the one that doesn't exist. I don't fucking know, but there's a lot of brainwashing going on, and there's a lot of really misguided kids that are permanently ruining their lives for crazy make-believe. And if they keep fucking shooting people, there's going to be some kind of either public outrage or sweeping legal action, right? Mandatory psych checks, something. There's no way it's not going to happen, right? There's got to be petitions to like have government step in and be like, look, this is a growing mentally unstable portion. Like, I'm not saying people are going to get like mental hospitaled, but maybe. I feel like something is going to happen, right? Either actually happen, laws passed that like if you declare yourself as trans, you have to have some mental check-ins, right? Like every 6 months or so, you have to go see a shrink, and the shrink has to be like, yep, probably not going to shoot people up, or nope, this motherfucker's crazy, got to go into the hospital. Something's going to happen. Back to California. I think from what I read, California is following suit, that there are places that have already banned, have laws on the books to try to prevent the 3D printing of guns. I have to look into those laws more specifically. I think they said Washington State, or they just said Washington. I didn't dig into it. I know for one thing though, you have to have a fairly good sized 3D printer. A lot of those, like most of the people I know that own a 3D printer, tend to own small hobby ones. I don't know that Couch Potato Mike could even print like a handgun. Maybe like a subcompact, maybe. The flip side of what I'm saying is, personally, I find 3D printing of guns to be badass. And if I owned a 3D printer, I would probably give it a try. Even though I would... I'm going to tell you, like the first couple of times I shot a 3D printed gun, I would not be holding it in my hand. I would absolutely rig up some kind of vise and a string, and I would shoot it from a safe distance. I'm just saying. So, it is a neat concept, and I would probably do it. But also, I wouldn't want to be the one holding that first shot. And I don't know about the longevity. I've seen kind of like 3D printed gun stress tests. And I've seen them wear down. I saw a guy 3D print an AR-15, and it did fail eventually. So, and this was years ago. This was 10 plus years ago. I saw this guy do this. Anyway, I can't stress enough to get the fuck out of these states and these cities, right? Just don't live in California. The only thing California remotely has going for it is the weather. Florida more or less has the same weather, but they're not tyrannical. So, except for you trade earthquakes and wildfires for hurricanes. Nowhere's perfect, right? If it was just the temperature you're interested in, there's always Texas. So, don't live in California. They don't want you. I would even like. There's a part of me that's like, you can't tell me what I can and can't do myself, government. And I would absolutely get a 3D printer that I wanted, regardless of what the government said, and do whatever I wanted. But it's just not worth it, right? California would absolutely either fine you into destitution. They would fine you until you are just financially ruined, or they would throw you in jail for buying, modifying, or in any way breaking this law that they're trying to pass, which isn't passed. I don't even feel like telling you to fight the shit out of it. If you are still in California and you think that you have any kind of an ability to fight these laws and regulations, it's a losing battle. You've been losing this battle for a long time. At some point, you just need to gather your resources and get the fuck out. It's just not worth it. I mean, maybe at some point in the future, things will get so bad that California will be able to rectify the mess going on, that people will finally be like, this ain't working, and do a complete reform. But it's so big and so ingrained. I just don't see it happening. But anyway, get the fuck out of California. This has been James from StrongPunk.com. DIY to survive, you guys.
Sky is falling, bombs are raining, world's on fire, no more blaming. Economic crash can't stop the craving. Food is scarce, but we're remaining. Aliens came with no warning, stole the sun, now it's morning. Countries fight, no more courting. World War III, but we're still storming. Through the chaos, we're surviving. Hand in hand, we keep hearts are crying, no one's trading, tongues are lying. Banks are broken, fortunes flying. We stay strong despite the lying. Through the chaos we're surviving. Hand in hand we keep on striving. When all's lost and hope is dying, we've got each other, no denying. Stars are cold but nights are glowing. Love and strength we keep on showing. End of days but we're still flowing. Hearts are full when tears are snowing. Hand in hand we keep on striving. When all's lost and hope is dying, we've got each other, no denying.